Why you're still poor, the hidden psychology of the rich mindset. Have you ever asked yourself why some people rise from nothing to success, while others work every day and stay stuck? Same world, same time, same opportunities. So what's the difference? It's not money. It's mindset, how you think, react, and believe. Let me tell you a story. The two friends. Adam and Ray. Same school, same dream to become successful. 10 years later, Adam is financially free. Ray is still struggling, blaming life, blaming people, blaming luck. When Adam failed his first business, he said, "Okay, I learned something, let's try again." Ray failed once and said, "See, business isn't for me." One man focused on growth. The other focused on pain. And that's where everything changed. Why most people stay poor. Psychologists call it the scarcity mindset, when your brain is trained to see what's missing instead of what's possible. Every time you say, "I can't afford that," or "people like me can't succeed," your brain shuts down creativity. You literally teach your mind to stop looking for solutions. Harvard research proves that your beliefs control your motivation chemicals. Say "I can," and your brain releases dopamine, energy, focus, drive. Say "I can't," and those same chemicals disappear. So every time you complain, your brain becomes weaker at solving problems. The rich think differently. Rich people aren't lucky. They're trained. They think in abundance. They believe there's always a way, always more opportunities, more ideas, more money to be made. When a rich person loses money, they ask, "How do I earn it back?" When a poor person loses money, they say, "Life is unfair." One looks for control. The other looks for someone to blame. A Stanford study found that people who believe they control their life outcomes are 43% more likely to succeed financially. That's not motivation, that's science. The real story. Years later, Ray met Adam again. Ray said, "You're lucky, man, you had connections." Adam smiled, "No, I had courage." He showed Ray an old notebook full of goals, failures, and gratitude notes. "Every time I failed, I wrote what I learned. Every time I made money, I reinvested it. Every time I felt lost, I reminded myself the game isn't over." Adam didn't wait for motivation. He built it. Poor people wait for change. Rich people become the change. Psychological habits that create wealth. 1. Delayed gratification. They choose discipline over dopamine. The famous marshmallow test proved kids who waited for a second treat grew up to be more successful. Rich people know pleasure later is better than pleasure now. 2. Responsibility. They never say, "It's not my fault." They say, "What can I do about it?" Taking control gives them power. 3. Thinking in value, not price. The poor ask, "How much does it cost?" The rich ask, "What's the return?" That's why one invests in knowledge, the other in appearance. 4. Investing in growth. Warren Buffett spends 80% of his day reading. Because the more you learn, the more you earn. 5. The people around you. Your brain copies the habits of those you spend time with. If you hang around 5 complainers, you'll become the 6th. If you hang around 5 winners, you'll level up without even noticing. So ask yourself, who are you learning from? Breaking the poverty program. If you were born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor, that's on you. Your environment taught you to survive, not succeed. School trained you to work for money, not make money work for you. Society told you to play it safe. But safe is the most dangerous word in the world. Every rich person you admire stepped into fear, not away from it. The poor chase certainty. The rich chase possibility. The truth most people ignore. Rich people don't avoid failure, they use it. Poor people fear embarrassment. Rich people study it. When you fail, you either lose money or gain experience. Either way, you win if you learn. The average millionaire has gone broke 3 times before success. So if you're struggling right now, congratulations, you're in the process. The shift. Stop asking, why am I poor? Start asking, what am I thinking that keeps me poor? Stop saying, I need more money. Start saying, I need more skills. Stop waiting for luck. Start building habits. Because when your mindset shifts, your world follows. The final message. Adam's story isn't just about money. It's about growth. It's about refusing to let circumstances decide your destiny. You don't need to be born rich. You just need to think rich. You can lose money, jobs, friends, but if you never lose your mindset, you'll always rise again. So next time you think, I can't, replace it with, how can I? That one question could change everything. Change your thoughts. Change your actions. Change your life. Because the richest thing you'll ever own is your mindset.